up, beauties? It's Brandi, and I'm coming on today with a video that's kind of geared toward career and preparing for life after school. I know for a lot of you guys that might be really daunting right now. You might want to kind of push it as far back to the back of your brain as possible because you're like, I need to get these grades together. I need to be focusing on school right now. But I am here to tell you that it's never too early to plan for what it is you want to do once you graduate. I would say like your first year of college, first year of law school, first year of med school, whatever it is, to go ahead and start preparing for what you want your ultimate job to be. You really need to prepare and have like a plan in place for what it is that you need to do each year while you're in school in order to make sure once you get that diploma that you can like start right into the dream job that you have. Now this is a requested video. As always, I normally like to ask for what it is that you guys want to hear about here on my channel because I want to make sure that my content is relevant. Some of my subscribers know that I have gone through law school, graduated, also taken the bar, and I'm currently working in the position that I wanted. So if you guys are interested in hearing some of the tips that I have on how to get a job after law school, graduate school, or even college, then stay tuned. I want to start off by saying like the reason that I really wanted to do this video, besides the fact that a lot of you guys requested it, is because I was just thinking about like how hard it seriously was for a lot of my friends who graduated from law school with me, how hard it was for them to find jobs and also to keep jobs as well, because the market is super saturated. And then when you're getting out of college or graduate school or law school or whatever it may be, you basically don't really, well, a lot of people I should say, don't really have the skills that you need in order to just start right in a job and be able to like proficiently do that job. These tips are pretty much able to gear you toward like having the mindset that you need to be able to, you know, basically make yourself really marketable to others out there. Start early on thinking what area of law you want to practice, as well as what area of law you want, like what area you want to be in and have your practice, or what area you want to work in. Now the reason I say this is because you can be catering basically your entire law school career to this particular area. You can be making contacts with those individuals within that area if you want to go back home, because a lot of people tend to go away for like law school and things like that. They like to go to different populated areas, especially here in DC where I went to school. Like tons of people come from all over the place because there are so many opportunities here for you to do like internships, for you to connect with other people. For me, when I first got to law school, I had no idea what area of law I wanted to practice. I knew I wanted to stay in the general area, which is like the DC and Maryland area, but I didn't know specifically where. And I think after like my first year is when I started like coming up with what it is my interests were and what I really wanted to lean toward. And for me, it was if I was gonna work at a law firm, then I would definitely only be doing family law work. I wasn't interested in any type of criminal work, any civil work, or anything like that if I'm gonna be working at a law firm, because I'm really passionate about like kids and children and stuff like that and families. If I'm not going to do private sector, then I would definitely do public sector, which deals with like working for the federal government and things of that nature. And the areas that I wanted to work in with that was also dealing with like children's rights, but housing as well, because like that's a huge issue within the world, like housing, the fact that housing costs so much and it's so much of our actual income, and a lot of people are homeless in the area. And the reason that that was a passion of mine is because I went to college here in Washington, D.C., and there is like a huge homeless population, and I just had like a huge heart for that. I would volunteer and things like that. So I was like, having a law degree and being, you know, in law school and becoming an attorney, I would have all of these, you know, tools at my advantage, and I could actually help this population. So that's what I wanted to do. But definitely like your courses and things like that, talking to other people, professors, can actually help you focus and hone in on what it is that you actually are most interested in and you wouldn't mind basically practicing for a long period of time. Like form a relationship with your career services office or the people within that office, because they are like a huge resource, and if you don't tap into them early and they don't know your name, then you will definitely miss out on a lot of opportunities that were like specific to what it is that you wanted to do. Like they have so many contacts with others from firms, they have friends in the industry, they have, you know, opportunities that come to them that may not even go to like the huge filtering system of like where job postings are. Sometimes they even get like personal emails from people at firms or from the federal government saying like, hey, we're looking for a person that has these types of, you know, attributes, this criteria, we have a position open for them, let us know some names of people, and you could get like a little bit of preferential treatment if you fit that particular like mold of what it is that that person's looking for. The second year is when you want to get into basically catering your schedule to what it is that you really have an interest in. If you're interested in like environmental law, you want to make sure your courses speak to that as well, so you're gaining as much knowledge in law school as you can about that subject area. Like I said, for me, I was interested in housing as well as family law issues, so a lot of my courses related to that within law school, just to give me that extra research or not practical experience, but pretty much like research and analytical, all of those things. It gave me those skills so I could then apply them to real life situations, which really ended up benefiting me in the long run when I applied to the position that I currently have now. So like I would say that's definitely something that you want to take interest in, and as well as like bonding with the professors who teach those courses, because a lot of them have come from like firm jobs and decided that teaching was their second career, or they have a lot of connections and friends who are in, you know, high up positions of places that you would love to work. So you want to form a relationship with them as well and do really well in their course, so they will have a reason to like recommend you for a position. Extracurricular activities. I know during law school you feel like the world is like coming down around you. You have all of this reading to do for your classes. You just don't feel like you have any time to yourself or any time for extra added responsibilities. But I would definitely encourage you to take part in at least one extracurricular activity. You have tons of other opportunities that you can take part in, such as writing for journal if you want to be a part of moot court, you want to be on trial advocacy, you want to be in a clinic, whatever it may be. There are tons of things, or normally there are tons of things at law schools. I know for really small ones there might not be as much of a variety, but you want to make sure that you're involved in something that will give you those practical skills, or to show that you were able to apply everything that you learned within your course. Because employers hate nothing more than to just have a student who is like an A student, have made all A's within their classes or really high marks, and they know, you know, all of the laws, everything about everything, but they have never applied those laws to real life situations. So when they're put in the real world to apply all of the rules that they've learned and things like that, they kind of don't know what in the heck to do. Try to get a summer position within the same area that you want your ultimate career job to be in. So say if you want to work you know, at the public defender's office or something like that, you want to try to get an internship at that public defender's office, so you can just develop a rapport with the people who work there, you know, learn the work while you're there over the summer. So when you do apply for that position, they already see that you are able to really pretty much perform the duties of that job because you've had a summer internship, you've worked with the people here, so they can give you great recommendations of definitely like, I would recommend this person to come on board because they did exceptional work when they were here as, you know, a summer intern. Not able to do a summer internship with the PD's office or whatever office it may be, because a lot of times those internships are free work. Like some people can't afford to work an entire summer and not get paid. But what I would suggest as an alternative of that, do internships during the semester of your second and third year to prepare you so you can get that experience. Of course, it won't be as much of an in-depth experience because you have to balance your time. You're only able to do it part-time at that point, but that's your only option, and that's what you basically have to do. Form relationships with the individuals in the industry where you want to work. So if it deals with patent law, you want to do patent law after you graduate, then make sure you're going, you're signing up for those ABA courses where they have a lot of different meetings and they give little seminars on that particular area of law. Mix and mingles, whatever it is, because I know at my law school we had tons of events that would come up and the students would be invited to them, where you could actually go and speak with partners at firms, where you can mingle and meet people who were high up in the federal government, just so you could learn more about what the work is that they actually perform day to day, but also like kind of talk with them in a more chill setting. Connect with alumni from your school. A lot of times those are the individuals that will come back to do like interviews for you. You will see them at a lot of different functions, especially if they are in the same circles that you want to be a part of, dealing with like the area of law that you want to practice. So get in contact with them when they come to the school to like do informational sessions. Pull them to the side, get their card, let them know about your interests, tell them, can I link up with you? Can I send you an email? Can I shoot some ideas past you? I'm looking for a mentor. Would you be interested in being my mentor? Whatever it is, like, you have to put yourself out there. I always want to make myself available to other people. Like, if you have a question, I'm here. Sending my email to like my career services people. I know how hard it is, and just to have someone on your side or someone looking out for you is a really, really great thing, but you have to put yourself out there so they know that you actually need the help. A lot of times we know exactly the particular position that we want. Like, I want to work at blah blah blah's firm. This is the job I want. I don't want anything else. I won't settle for anything else. Now that is a really bad mentality to have, because what happens if you don't get that position? Like, you would have basically missed out on all of these other really great opportunities because you're just so gung-ho about this one, and you're investing all your energy in that one and not thinking like, well, what if this falls through? What am I going to have as a backup plan for that? So I would definitely say to make sure you get a lot of practice in when they have like on-campus interviews. We call them OCIs at my law school, but it's basically when the organizations come to the school or send a representative to the school. They will allow you to set up interviews to actually interview for positions that you can get even after school, for your second year summer, even for internships as well. And like I said, a lot of the people that are sent back to your law school are people who have actually graduated from there, so you might even already have a relationship with them. Try your hand at the interviews so they can give you that constructive feedback to help you get the ultimate job that you want, because these interviews, some of them can be really, really intense. You would have at least 2 people there with you, making sure that you ask questions, all of that. And I can definitely do a video dealing with like interview tips, how you should dress, questions that you should ask, things that you shouldn't ask, do's and don'ts, all of that. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comment section below, or give this video a thumbs up, and I will definitely like prepare that for you guys. Along the same realm of like interviews and things like that, before even going to the interview, I probably should have talked about this before the last tip: resumes. Resumes and cover letters are like super important, and for a lot of people, they don't realize the importance of them, and that's basically your first impression to an employer. Like, your resume needs to be on point, your cover letter needs to be on point, and it needs to only include the information that is specific to that job that you're applying for. You need to always cater your resume and cover letter to that specific job, what the duties are for that job, what skills you have that would make that employer for that particular job want you over the next candidate. You want to make sure that you only include like important stuff. Like, you don't want things from high school, trophies that you won, or you were the Miss Debutante. Like, all of those types of things are completely irrelevant, and even some things from like college shouldn't even be on a resume. Kind of my rule of thumb is, if you are doing a resume and you're in your 3rd year of law school, I don't even feel like you should have anything for undergrad on that resume. Basically, Cover letters are designed to expand on information that's already in your resume that people might not know just from looking at the title of the position or the duties that you listed on there. Like if you worked on a really important project while you were interning at a particular position, put those things on there, like what did you do to help push this project along, to help it come into fruition? What was your particular contribution here? Of course, even if you do every single one of these tips, you still might not get the job. Like it might not be your season. That might not be the position for you at this moment. Like I am a really big proponent of what's for me is for me, and if it's not the right timing, if it's not the Lord's timing, then I'm not gonna have that, and so be it. You know, it's all about like when the time is right. You could do every single thing right from A through Z and still not get the job. Like say I wanted to work at a law firm. I didn't get the position. I wanted to be in the family law sector of that. So you know what? I'm thinking after I get that rejection letter, you know what? That's not an ultimate rejection, it's just a rejection for now. Even if you get a rejection, you want to know why it is that they rejected you. You want to ask questions like, well, what is it that I didn't have that the candidate that you chose did have? How can I improve? How can I make myself better so that next time I won't be rejected? Next time this will be my position. You want to make sure that your backup job is something still related to that. Even if it's not in the private sector, if it's something in the public sector, you still want to do something in that general area so that the skills that you cultivate within that public service job can still be transferred over to the private sector position that you ultimately want. You want to make sure that you don't do crazy things like, oh, I just want to travel and go and find myself. What are you finding? Like if you do decide to travel for a whole year or take a year off, you know, between after law school and before actually having a career, you want to make sure that that time is going to be useful time and that you're actually going to be gaining experiences during that time that you can actually talk about that will prepare you for the job that you want. Because a lot of employers are like, when you have gaps within your resume and you haven't been doing anything, you have nothing to show for it, that kind of alarms them because it's like, what has this person been doing? Were they really lazy and decided, okay, I'm just not going to work for this 1 year, I'm just going to enjoy life? And as I was said, like everything is always in timing, right? At least that's my motto. Like everything is in timing. What's for me is going to be for me. The next person isn't going to get it. Just like I'm not going to get the next person's job, whatever's meant for them. So always have that in mind. Like you just have to keep at it, you know, like don't give up, because you're gonna eventually get what it is that's meant for you. So this is pretty much it. This video is like super long at this point, and hopefully it was very helpful to you guys. And if you guys have other requests for videos that are similar to this nature, then definitely let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you are not a subscriber, then go ahead and click that subscribe button. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.